Hello and welcome to your messages for the week. Today is Sunday, the 6th of February 2022. And for those of you that don't know me, my name is Deborah Jane Sutton, and you can find out more about me and the fun that I have at my website, deborahjanesutton.com, and on this YouTube channel and on Facebook and wherever else. Anyway, so if you haven't already seen the video for the month of February, fabulous February, I'll put a link in the description and the video in the end screen for you. It is certainly a fabulous February so far. I just feel ridiculously excited. And I'm not really sure why, but I just do, which is not a bad thing, of course, because it's our feelings which create our reality. It's our feelings which create our reality. That's the message that comes through. So, maybe I'm creating a really exciting reality for myself. Perhaps that's what it's all about. But just remembering every now moment how the universe works, how your creative abilities work, because you're a powerful creator, whether you know it or not. So if you're creating stuff that you don't like, you know, that's because you're a powerful creator, right? So how did you create that stuff that you don't like? Oh my goodness me, I'm already on a roll and I haven't shuffled the cards yet. I just think it's the most important thing is to understand how we create. Because then, of course, we can consciously create, because you're creating in every moment. We're creating through our feelings. Our feelings are quite literally molding our physical bodies. It's like Bruce Lipton says, you know, our biography becomes our biology. When you understand that, it's so important to follow your excitement. It's like Abraham Hicks says, you know, if you're not feeling excited, you're not on the right path. And it's not like you might be sitting there thinking, yeah, but I don't feel excited and there's nothing exciting in my life. And I'm thinking, well, okay, but when you're in alignment with who you really are, and when you're doing what you came here to do, or when you're taking action steps towards doing what you came here to do, then you feel excited. That is exciting, because excitement, the feeling of some excitement is that physical sensation is kind of like, oh, I did know a quote about this, I never got it right. But what it's about is that the feeling of excitement is basically the vibrational match to your soul doing what your soul wants to do. Okay, so when your soul is doing what your soul wants to do, it naturally feels excited. I mean, think about it. Why do you feel excited about some things? Why do you feel excited about some people? Why do you feel excited about some excursions and not others? Why do you feel excited about some holidays and not others? Why do you feel excited about silly things, little habits that you do? Why do some things fill you with joy and excitement and other things not? I mean, it's not rocket science, is it? No, it's quantum physics. But why? Ask yourself the question. It doesn't matter what it is, but follow that excitement, because that excitement is telling you that that's what you're meant to be doing. And it's a win-win-win situation, because it's that excitement that is going to be creating your reality and molding your physical body. So yeah, it's really important to follow your excitement, even if it doesn't make sense. You could be doing something really mundane, like playing cards with a friend, you know, but if it makes you feel good, if you get really excited, if you get really into it, then it's like, hey, that's a really good pastime. You know, when I first started, I was quite fearful of tarot in the beginning. I used to stick with the angel and oracle cards. And then out of nowhere, like, you know, I suddenly just got so excited about tarot cards, got really excited. And then I found a course, obviously, because when the student is ready, the teacher appears. We know that, don't we? All these cliches coming out of the woodwork, they're all there for us, you know. So then the teacher appeared. When I studied tarot, I was like, I devoured the course. It was just like, oh my God, I don't remember doing it. I just absorbed it like a sponge. And that excitement has not left me, as you can tell. So it's just an example of how it doesn't have to make sense at the time. You know, nothing really makes sense. It doesn't have to. So, but it's so important to follow our excitement. I just went off on that one. Let's see if the cards back me up on that. Triumph and success. Triumph and success. I just want to say triumph and success. I don't even want to pull any more cards because this is the Six of Wands. Horses, a positive movement forward. If you follow your excitement, you are moving in the right direction. You are on the right path, as Abraham Hicks says. And if you're not excited, you're not on the right path. So that's how you know what to do. You know, you could, of course, have an energy reading and a soul reading with me or with anybody else, or a birth chart reading. I don't do those, so that would be with somebody else. And that can help you know what your path is. Of course it can. It just helps you tap into your own higher guidance. Okay, that's all it does. It's not telling you from outside of you. It's just helping you tap into what's already inside of you. If you have a few blocks or doubts or lack of confidence, that's really, I think, the role that cards and readings play. But you don't really need to do that because you just follow your excitement. Wands, of course, are the transformation that occurs when you do that, and the fruition that occurs when you follow that path. Look, he's clearly on the right path. He's clearly manifesting. He understands that his feelings precede manifestation. How you're feeling is what you're creating. How you're feeling is what you're creating. Okay, now if you're feeling grief or sadness or something like that, and I've talked about this before, but I think it's a really important point, because faking it, there's two things we need to look at. We're not going to suppress emotions. We're obviously not going to suppress emotions because we know that they are what creates disease and illness. We need to express them. So if you have grief and anger, frustration, and these emotions, they do need to be expressed. But I've said this before, and it's really important to understand, if you can understand that you are your higher self and you are not your human, then you can express love and compassion, okay, to your human while your human is expressing those human emotions. Okay, if that makes sense. That way, you're maintaining a frequency of love and compassion. And when you understand it from that level of consciousness, then you can add a bit of gratitude in as well. So you've got love, compassion, gratitude. So there are the feelings that are going to create your reality. But your human is processing negative emotions. So I am not suggesting that you bypass or anything like that. I'm obviously, anyone that watches me knows I'm a big fan of processing those dense emotions, and that's what we do need to do. But if you do it from this higher viewpoint that you are your higher self, and you're wrapping your human in your arms with love and compassion while your human expresses those denser emotions to process them, then that way you maintain that higher frequency feeling, which is going to create your reality, if that makes sense. When you feel the negative emotions, but you do it from a higher level of consciousness, then that's not molding your future, is it? It's only when you wallow in it, you go, poor me, and you don't understand what's going on, and you stick to your wound story, and you stick to your victimhood, and you know, looking for sympathy, and I can't, and all that energy, that's what's going to create the same, more of the same. Does that make sense? But if you can feel those negative emotions, but understand that your human is processing them, and understand that your human is processing them for the purpose of evolving, then that will lift you. And that love, self-love, self-realization, that's what it's all about, isn't it? So this is about triumph and success that comes from understanding that we need to follow our excitement. the triumph and success that comes from doing what we came here to do. And even if we're in the process of acknowledging and feeling emotions that we don't want to create with, we can just sit there and process them, feel into them with the understanding that you're letting them pass through, because everything is energy, including emotions. Emotions are like energy in motion. So you have an emotion of whatever, resentment, bitterness, anger, frustration, whatever, sadness, and it's an energy, and it's in your energy field. You have this energy field that is absolutely full of all sorts of things, beliefs and thoughts, and any other substances and stuff. That's what you're putting into your energy field. So you have this energy of anger, let's say, and it is within you. And the reason it's within you is because you haven't expressed it. You didn't let it complete its full circle, you see, because energy likes to move in circles. It's like the water cycle. Okay, the water cycle, energy likes to move like that. And some parts of it are solid, some parts are liquid, some parts you can't see. It's the same with the things in the physical and non-physical world, right? But the emotion comes in, and if you block it, if you block water, it will go stagnant. And if you block it for long enough, things will start growing in it. Really smelly, unpleasant things will start growing in it. That's exactly the same with us. If you block the flow of energy, and especially emotional energy, because they're connected to feelings, and it's feelings that precede manifestations, right? If you block that energy, then it's just going to go bad and cause malfunction, disease, illness. That's how illnesses are created. So we're not going to beat ourselves up for the fact that we have trapped emotions, okay? I mean, check out my Lessons in Awakening and my blog page on deborahjanesatin.com, because it's all about trapped emotions and the importance of expressing them. So when you feel into that anger, whether it's now, coming up now, or whether it's one that you're bringing up through a guided meditation, perhaps. I'll put a link into my Inner Child Healing guided meditation and in the end screen. So it could be an emotion that you're bringing up from the past, or it could be an emotion that's been triggered in you, or you're creating, shall we say, now. But either way, you need to feel it. It's there to be felt. It's there to be felt. So feel it. Okay, but you don't have to react or respond, and it usually won't take long at all. Yes, you can spend a whole day being angry, of course you can. But also, if you relax your physical body and you just feel into that emotion, it can get really quite intense. But if you understand that you're just honoring it and feeling it, it will just pass through, and it will just move out of your energy field. That's all it's doing. Emotions are just passing through us. Okay, so but we block them. We've blocked so many, and so we need to feel them. We do need to feel the emotion in order to let it pass. But when you do that from this level of consciousness, when you do that with this understanding, I think it really helps you, because you separate yourself from that emotion. First of all, you understand it's yours, it's nobody else's. Okay, so I'll also put a link into my video on understanding triggers and in the end screen, because that's relevant, obviously. Realizing that is your responsibility, no one else's, and that you can process it literally by just putting your consciousness on it and allowing yourself to feel it, and then it will pass. Okay, so and this is something that Eckhart Tolle talks about in his book, The Power of Now, as well. I'll put a link into that as well if you haven't already read it. And if you have read it, I suggest you read it again, because it's one of those books that you get something different out of it every time you read it. So very interesting this time, this week. Something's changed, something's fabulous about February already. just pulled the one card and said most of the messages before that card even came out. So things are evolving, things are changing, but things are definitely going in the right direction. This is triumph and success. This is the way forward. It's about processing our emotions and understanding that our feeling is creating our future. And on that note, I'll love you and leave you. But I will remind you to check out my link for my 6-week online course, which is starting on the 3rd of March. I'm really excited about that. So check out that if you want to study with me and learn how to release your trapped emotions with the emotion code and other self-healing techniques. And we do loads of other things as well to raise our vibration and expand our consciousness. So I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye for now.